how do you discipline your kids? How do you discipline? What is the best way of disciplining an individual?
And then we also have some follow-up questions. We'll ask this question first. What disciplinary measures have you adopted as a parent? Now, if you're a parent listening, of course, children, they throw tantrums. They get on our nerves. They do things that after we've instructed them to do, they go against our instructions and we get really mad at them. So in that moment, how do you discipline your children? How do you teach them? How do you correct them? There's also this, some wise people say something. I saw this post somewhere on social media, and I thought we should also ask the question here. If we say beating an adult is an abuse, if we say hitting an adult is domestic violence, why do we call flogging and beating a child discipline?
I didn't believe in hitting a child. I didn't believe in that.
So how do you discipline? What's
the best way?
In your opinion, what's the best way?
The best way is to, as in by body language. I believe in body language.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I think, first of all, I'd like to say that discipline of a child is not circumstance. There's no perfect way. So each family needs to look at what works for them.
All right.
You should also understand that every child differs. They come with their different characters, their likes, and everything. So if you understand your child as a parent, one, that is very, very important. Then, secondly, we should also know that discipline a child by flogging some depends on the nature or the kind of what's it called now? The offense committed.
Yeah.
If I may use that word. So it depends on the offense. There are some, when we're growing up, there are some petty things we do. Our parents will look at us, and we go put ourselves in order. Then there are some things that we will do. We know that this one will definitely be punished for it.
Yeah.
So we will know. Even children, they know. They know the degree of offenses. They know that this one, if I do this one.
Yeah.
But because we are still children, we are growing up, we still want to do it. Or we follow the crowd, we follow our friends, we do and all of that. Those are childish things. And if we want to go religious, the Bible says that if you spare the rod, so it's not because, he did this, you flog him, because Bible says spare the rod. No.
Do you think it's quickly because the time is up? Do you think that it's an abuse to flog a child? You're abusing the child.
It's an abuse to flog a child when it's excessive, when it's too much.
So if you just one slap, it's not abuse.
It's not.
So how come if you slap an adult just one slap, it's an abuse?
That is why he's not a child again now.
So the child is less a human being than an adult.
No, the child needs correction at that point. As an adult, there's some level of expectations. There's some things that they have responsibilities.
All right.
So we know that as an adult, you shouldn't do some things.
Right.
All right.
It's only a goat that they beat.
Oh.
I love the first caller that mentioned the body language, but that's not enough.
Yeah.
So to teach your children is a practical example of what you display to them.
Yeah.
The spiritual thing, you understand?
Yeah.
That's right.
That's why it takes from whom are you marrying? Is it your true wife? Is it your real wife? So when you marry your real wife, the normal children that is meant for you will come. Your body language, the practical example you display to them, they will definitely be okay with you, and they will respond positively in your home. You understand?
All right.
Now, you can spark a child, just like one of the callers mentioned. Use what works for your family.
Yeah.
Like, in my own family, I have 9 years old. I have 6. I have 4. Then I have 1 year old whose brain works, in short, faster than even 7-year-olds. But the only language you understand is that whenever you raise the kid, how can you talk? You can't even talk him into, when you're talking to him, you won't be laughing. Like, as I'm speaking to you now, in less than some seconds, he will run into this very place. And the only thing that he understands is when you raise a cane, then he will now kill you up. until when his brain, starts gathering, when he starts reasoning. You cannot talk about even talking him into one or two things. Body language, he doesn't even understand. Every family should understand what works for them. I hate it when people come up and start saying body language, don't hit a child, don't beat a child. That's why most children are spoiled today. I believe that the older generation are still better morally than those we are raising now.
So the problem we refuse to understand that a child is still a child. The only thing that you need to make sure that a child is afraid of his mother or father or the other ones is to care. If you check the attitude of the children born from 1960 to 1982 and 85, their character are different. But when we start forming the attitude of not beating a child, spare a rod and save a child, that is why you see a boy of 16 years trying to go and do money ritual. In this dispensation, my brother, we have lost so many understanding in the family.
All right.
Want to watch television from morning to night, not knowing there is time for a child to watch a television. That is it.
So maybe this could serve as a mindset shift. Now, when you use cane on a child, and that's the only thing your child responds to, you as a parent, you have transferred your authority as a parent to that cane. So the power is in you as a parent. Your child is supposed to respond to your authority and not the authority of the cane.
That's right.
So it is you instilling discipline in the child and not the cane instilling discipline on the child.